Hello, old friends and new ones. I'm Crystal Rose, the Mystical Crystal. Welcome to the channel. This is Comfy Soul. Glad to see you here. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're brand new, glad to see you here. I'm going to start with the general read for the collective. Somewhere towards the end, whenever that is, as guided by spirit. Then I'll go through the zodiac signs and I'll hit them up in groups, fire, water, earth, air, and go in that order. So they will be in the order of Aries, Leo, Sag, Pisces, Cancer, Scorp, Taurus, Virgo, Cap, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. That's the order they're going to be in. So if it floats anybody's fancy to do a time stamping, if you get to it before I do, that would be fabulous. Thanks so much. Anywho, let's see. I'm just going to shout out card decks as I grab them. I'm just going to fly by the seat of my pants today. Whatever floats my boat, that's what we're going to use. So right now we have Angel Therapy, Doreen Virtue. If you would like to purchase any of the card decks that I'm using today, you can find them in the links down below. I have saged the house, the room, my body, the cards, obviously. I'm calling on Archangel Michael to clear and protect this energy. Let only messages from the divine love and light of God come through here. I ask you to please give clear messages to the collective. Show me what's going on, what they need to know. Somebody just grabbed me on my right arm right here. Like from behind, and we put your fingers, like I got you. Oh, and when I put the deck down, look what's at the bottom. Archangel Michael. Who did I just call on? Ba-bam! Right? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Buddha, Ganesh, all the cool peeps. You're the shiznit. Thanks so much. Right. Okay, messages for the collective. Please tell me what's going on, what they need to know, how they can get through it. And then we'll hit up some individual zodiac thingies at the end. And I'm going to use it as if you're dealing with another partner. So the general message is for those who are watching. And the zodiac messages will be the opposing energy to you. So whether that's a business partner, an old love, a new boss coming in, whatever your situation is, as I call those zodiac signs out, those will be the people that are interacting with you in the situation and how they're coming at you or what their energy is, okay? So you're not confused when you get to the end. I'm not saying, hey, Aries, and this is you. No, I'm saying if you're dealing with an Aries, okay? Just so we're clear. All right. Let me get a drink of water. I recognize that I channel so much better when I have water. When I'm touching water, when I'm washing dishes, when I'm on the toilet, when I'm in the shower. It's amazing. Does that work for you? If that is true for you, please let me know in the comments below. Like, yes, I channel with water also, because sometimes it feels weird and alone when nobody admits to doing the crazy things you do. But are they crazy? No, they're natural, right? We just don't talk about this stuff. I don't know why people have such a hard time talking about things. So yeah, maybe we'll also talk about sex. Poke, 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 right? I'm in Aries mode. I think we're approaching Gemini season here, and like Gemini's my moon sign. And that's probably causing some things to occur, which I'm sure you will see come out in this reading today. So when you have rising signs and moon signs in charts, I've heard that it's quite traditional in Asian cultures, particularly Chinese, to not share your zodiacal information because basically it's telling people about your path, who you are, where you're at, what's going on. It's like your whole life chart, right? So they think it's bad luck to do such a thing. I say, personally, that's kind of like a fearful, lackful thought process. Now, don't get me wrong. There are manipulative people who'd be like, ooh, this is what's happening and they're vulnerable right now and I'm going to go poke them and mess them up or make them pay for this or whatever. Like, sure there is. But there's also you who has the opportunity for yourself to protect your own energy, to make good decisions for yourself, to say no to things that are bad for you or are just like wasteful of your energy and your time, right? So we learn lessons. We need the good, we need the bad for everything to work together and for everyone to learn our lessons. We'd be bored out of our minds if everything was just like working all the time and not making us think and feel and drive us crazy. That's why we came here, to go crazy together. Okay. Let's keep going. When I talk like this, it might seem like I'm just rambling and being nonsensical. And maybe this is already making sense to you what I'm saying, right? Because I'm already starting to forget what I was saying. That's what happens when you channel. You just kind of like halfway there with what's going on. So in order for, how do I put this? Let me just say that it all comes back around in the end. So sometime either in the middle or at the end of this reading, what I'm saying now will come back in. And Spirit's showing me how a really good comedian doing a stand-up routine will throw something out in the beginning, which kind of becomes an inside joke between like the audience and the comedian, right? Like they're cluing you into some kind of personal story. They're giving you like a nickname or whatever, and now you're in on the joke. And then, you know, so they share their punchline. That word, that trigger is the punchline. And then you go to the, somewhere in the middle of the show, they might toss it out there again. And you're like, aha, I see what you did there. And then you get to, you know, the end of the show. And then for one last punch, they might even close the show with that one statement, right? And you're like, oh, boom, they did it again. And they wrapped it all around nicely. And it could have been out of left field that they pulled this word out. They were talking about something else. Maybe it was super heavy or like really deep subject. Maybe they had a message to give and they really wanted to get their point across, right? Like their activism, their work, their purpose. And then they throw out that term again. So it's a couple of things I'm feeling here. I'm feeling like roll with the punches is one of the things I'm hearing. So everything you've been through, the difficulties you've experienced, the people and the things that have broken your heart, and the things that you are fearful of, I'm hearing. Those were teaching moments. These things were teaching you something that allowed you to decide what it is that you want and what you don't want in your life, in your energy, in your surroundings. If you need to make life-changing decisions, what does that look like for you? Can you feel what that feels like before you make them so that you can trust those decisions that you're making, like trust your body, the vessel, to give you the intuitive information that you're seeking so you can trust that? And not make it a big heavy thing like, I have to make the right decision. Trust me, if you start to go down the wrong path, there will be red flags that show up along the way that show you like, this is an absolute no. Do you see how difficult this is? But there's a difference between seeing how difficult something is versus how difficult you might be making it. So making choices from anxiety and fear, trying to force your will upon someone else's, not trusting yourself and not making those decisions that feel like risks to you when really they're just needs in a human life to make forward moving choices to get out of mediocrity, get out of fearful states, get out of lack thinking, get out of playing it safe, staying at the same job, being in the same relationships, repeating patterns, avoidance techniques, things that people do, their vices, the drink they drink, the sex they have, the, Spirit showing me people who go to conferences or weekend retreats to buy, like, 1 to 3 marketing packages from somebody to try to, like, make them feel more confident so they'll do their business or something, and then never even use the products, never go through the systems. They have that, what we call shiny object syndrome, where you'll, like, pay for things out of desperation, thinking that they're going to somehow, like, fix you or give you the answer automatically, or, like, do the work for you. And somehow, I think even getting caught in a trap of, like, oh, if I pay a little more, or I pay the big amount, then they'll just do it for me. It'll just be done. There are systems out there that are done for you systems, but it still requires you to have some kind of background work, whether that's a focus on who your audience is, or the quality, focus on the quality of your product, the focus on the systematizing of your product. There's something that you're going to have to be the expert of that gets you through these things, right? So if you are the expert of something and you have shiny object syndrome and you're looking to jump on somebody else's bandwagon, someone else's coattails, what looks like an easy path to success or sliding through, you will find yourself very likely to lose time, energy, money, and I want to say mojo is what I'm hearing, like the effort that goes behind putting the excitement and passion into a project, right? So make sure that it's something that you want to do, that you enjoy doing, versus what other people are telling you you should do, especially if these are people that are trying to sell you something. Spirit's showing me somebody buying a car they didn't necessarily want or need because they got sold. And maybe that wasn't their plan. I'm also seeing how Spirit's talking to me about not doing something just because you think that's the way it was supposed to be done, or that's how it's always been. So example, I was watching something, I think probably on Netflix or what have you, and it was changing the idea of what you thought you wanted or needed. So for example, you might have thought you wanted to buy a house and live in the suburbs, and now as you've gotten to know yourself or learn something about the way you actually desire to work, or what you actually require as far as like a living situation or stores near you or silence or noise or whatever your needs are. Now maybe you prefer the idea of a cottage in the forest, a little bit distance from the city, where you can drive in and get what you need and kind of be alone and do what you need to do. Maybe you grow more spiritual and you're more sensitive, so you need more silence and you need calmer people and you need people who understand you even more telepathically, where you can just sit there in silence and enjoy each other, or get intuitive downloads for each other's projects and help each other out, because that's your people, that's your tribe, that's your community. That's like what you've attracted into your space. It's what God brought you so that you could go into your next phase, right? So there's something that your heart is wanting more of, or wanting to start, that maybe you were afraid to do before. And Spirit is saying, you have so much success behind you, you just don't know it yet. Like, maybe you haven't given gratitude for your previous successes, right? So the Ascended Masters are here to back you up. Kuan Yin, Buddha, Jesus, Virgin Mary, God, Michael, whatever, what have you. Your people are there. Your ancestors and the wisdom and your best friends from the past lives, right? You have a support team, even if you feel very alone on the path or the part that you're in right now, depending on, your zodiac sign and what you're going through. You're being asked now to let go of everything that happened before that brought you to this place that you're at now, where you're like, okay, now what? And visualize this going way better and being successful. Like finally tidying up. They're showing me a box with a bow being put on it. Tidying up your plan. The thing that you were looking for, but no longer being afraid to go after it. And the reason that you're going to trust it is because you're going to take care of yourself. You're going to raise your frequency. You're going to get it out of fear thoughts. And you're going to leave all your worries to God. So if you've never used a God box, you might want to try something like this. If that doesn't work for you, you want to call it something else. Call it your higher self chat room, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, your fuck it box, whatever it is you want to say. But create something, a box, where you either purchased it, maybe it's an Amazon box you redecorate, maybe it's just a Kleenex box you use again and again or whatever. Kleenex, tissue box. And physically write down your goodbye letters, your FU letters, your I love you letters, your this is the kind of job I want God letters. Just literally everything that might be worrying, anxious, something you want to call towards you. Maybe it's a positive thing. Hey, I'd like somebody I could start this business with. Hey, I would like a partner I could count on so I can feel supported while I'm going through this transition, and we can support each other and build a life together. Hey, I would really like to manifest they're showing me like a sauna, a hot sauna for your backyard, or maybe it's a jacuzzi or one of the dry sauna boxes. But like something that's up-leveling your life, or something a little luxurious, or something that you feel you deserve is a little more than what you have going on right now, right? But the thing is, the way you're going to get there is by picturing yourself as successful on the way to this thing, this person, this, whatever. So this requires a different thing to be done with the energy of the past, because the past was filled with a bunch of healing and pain and nasty little things. They're showing me like ants and critters and things running around on you, right? They want you to serve. So serving looks like moving yourself towards doing a passionate career that's going to pay you. So realizing that perhaps you're good with people. So you want to be in a career where you can help people and get paid and have your life taken care of. Basically doing things that feel like, I have a purpose. This is my passion. I'm also getting paid for it. Yay me. And just really feeling like, because you are enjoying the way that you're going about your life, that is the abundance you're seeking, and not necessarily a dollar amount. I'll be happy when I get here and I have this much in the bank. This is an illusion that we work from. I'll be happy when, or I'll be happy if. Happiness is chosen now, in this moment, wherever you're at. If I can't be happy in the space that I'm in right now, then why should I get to enjoy and keep this space? Why should the universe support me continuing in this vibration if I'm like, whatever, I don't like it, I don't care, I don't appreciate it, it means nothing to me, I want more, I want different, I want better? Like what does that even tell the universe? That's like a big slap in the face to God for everything that you've been given thus far, right? So there's something about something that has occurred in the past life situation. So obviously Spirit's about to give me a generalized message for past life. Although, let me tell you, there are specific patterns, like time frames, where people have experienced very similar situations and issues. So, example, I'm going to give a past life scenario, and everyone who happens to come across this video will have such thing that has occurred to them in their past life, because not everyone in the world is watching this video. It just happens to be the people that are right here with me right now, hearing this story that they needed to hear because this applies to them. So don't dismiss oh, this must be somebody else's, or that's a cute story to tell, or what a great metaphor or euphemism for X, Y, and Z. Like, I'll treat it like a Bible story that, you know, may or may not be historical or accurate, but thanks for the lesson, right? Like, take this seriously. Feel this in your body when I pull this out and come across whatever this story is, because there's something to this that is speaking to what you're actually going through now that will be beneficial for your forward movement, whether that's healing or finding the courage to move forward or whatever it is. To me, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like you have a situation where you've needed to serve and feel purposeful. And this is just for your happiness and your fulfillment, not for anything else. So forget the idea for a minute of attracting a soulmate or, you know, needing X amount of dollars or money in your bank account or whatever. Stop looking for things outside of yourself to make you happy. The only thing that's ever going to make you happy is just like, picture yourself in solitary confinement for the rest of your life, literally in a round room that's got you in a straitjacket, and it's just you and your brain, and you just happen to be fed and given water, and that's it. You talk to you all day long. It's you and God, right? And that's if you even believe that, because if you don't, then it's just you and you, right? Or you and your higher self, or you and your imaginary whatever, right? I will give you a tip. A way that you can tell the difference between you and spirit is, how is that speech coming back through? So in other words, when you hear the answer back, the response, when you're talking out loud, do you hear them saying I or we or us or you? So these pronouns matter because it's either you talking to yourself, I this, I that, I think this and that, or you hear back, we gave you, or you are this, you know, whether you're getting encouragement or feedback or you're being supported, we. If you hear that, that's coming outside of you. That's a conversation with someone or something else. For now, I would just like you to treat it as blanket, spirit, whatever, something outside of you, some other entity, some other energy, something else in your field that is communicating with you and answering your deepest spiritual questions, okay? And the reason I want you to know that is so that you start decluttering the noise in your brain, your fears and your worries versus your intuition and the downloads you're getting and the advice that you're being given and the way you're being shown and loved through spirit, lovingly taking you through something, right? Trust your body to tell you what feels good, what feels right, what's the right direction, and what you can trust. And who. But always start with trusting yourself first. If you don't trust yourself, you're not going to trust anyone or anything else around you. Do you understand? So I see there's something here having to do with parents. So I'm going to look real quick and ask a clarifying question, whether this is your actual parents and an experience you've had in this lifetime or, you know, past life. They mirror each other, so both, really. With your actual parents, whether adopted or biological, or if this is you trying to be in a partnership, it could have to do with both. Very likely this is spirit saying, hey, we're doing some parental healing, and this is going to help you with your business and your relationship, because all of these things are really tied together. You understand? Okay. I'm all tripping over my tongue. I noticed, like, I did a reading the other day and I stuttered, and it was in a very rough spot of a reading that had to do with a parental figure. And that's coming up for me right now. So I just wanted to mention that in case anybody, you guys yourselves have found, you might have found yourself stuttering or choking, coughing, sputtering over your words, feeling blocked in this general area, okay? You might see what's ahead of you. You might feel what you're leaving behind, but you might not know how to process speaking and removing what's happening in your heart and speaking what your needs and your wants and your desires are. And then even more so, if this has to do with you creating a service, so you can show up in the world for people and they can pay you, then it's a matter of you being able to speak what it is that you're providing so that they know how to find you and you can be successful and abundant, which means you need to show up, right? Okay, so let's look at this past life scenario. So we have past life in Asia. So whether you're there in a Mediterranean space or China, Tibet, scarcity mentality, food and hunger. Oh, that's rough. So everybody seems to be in a lack right now. Why are we in a lack mentality? I'm going to include myself. I'm part of the collective, right? So I'm going to show you these cards as they come out. There's Asia. This is the Past Life deck by Brian Weiss and Doreen Virtue. I think he put it out by himself now. He's a past life regressionist, hypnotherapist. So this is about an Asian past life where you were trying to fight for your stability. How am I going to get fed? How am I going to live? Where am I going to have a roof over my head? And am I going to eat? And where there'll be water? And then imprisonment and slavery. Now, was this your own? Or was this placed upon you? Did you actually physically go to prison? Or did somebody, you maybe, imprison and enslave yourself? Are you in solitary confinement of your own mind, right? Is this your own fear? Or were you under the authority of somebody else? I'm going to grab the Psychic Tarot and clarify this Parents card that I pulled earlier. Because this Parents card, the past life and the Parents card have to do with your heart chakra and trusting your feelings. So I'm also hearing some of you would like to make sure that, and I'm hearing millennials, that you're doing a better job delaying becoming a parent, or that you wanted to be a better person before you became a parent, because now, you know, more people are more talking about therapy and feelings, and there's videos on YouTube where you can discuss whatever. It's like comment on TikTok or what have you, or YouTube, to see videos on narcissists and empaths and things of these nature that didn't exist, you know, 11 years ago or what have you. At least not so openly, right? Okay, so when I'm asking to clarify parents, I'm getting partnerships. I'm getting people you're working with, partnerships, a foundation, business folk, a community. Let's keep going on this. As I look at the past life, I want to get this story about your heart chakra and parents. This is working with somebody and creating a foundation to bring financial success and a good, happy home. So here's the thing. Everybody's looking for that ideal partner, that perfect scenario, right? And I want to say that this is a big fat sign from Spirit that if you are working from the light, you're keeping everything light, you're spending time and energy focusing on creating quiet spaces so you can hear Spirit. Don't always be go, go, go. Make sure that you have downtime to rejuvenate and hear your next step and to recover from that heavy work you did. And congratulations and thank you for helping other people, but also that was really heavy. And can you maybe take a nap for a day or two? Can you spend time with a fun friend who makes it lighthearted and fun and worth it? Somebody you spend your time with that helps you maybe start doing this for business. So here we have a happy home foundation, financial abundance, and material changes. So this is like working with somebody who works in the light, who is a light worker, and obviously is understanding you, working well with you, and makes you very happy. Like you can live and work together in a really happy partnership, and make money together and really enjoy the work that you're doing and have a good partner that understands you and likes to work with you. So, all right, Spirit. So why do we have a past life situation surrounding this? What is this? Because I see that you guys are picking this up. You are feeling what's coming in. Some of you are manifesting this. I think technically everyone watching has been manifesting this, but I think, half of you are the runners and half of you are the chasers. So half of you know and you're heading towards it, and the other half of you are freaking out that it's happening and you're kind of running away from it. So you need to figure out who you are in that scenario. I'll leave that up to you. General read, sorry. If you want a personal read, find me at comfysoul.com, okay? Link down below. So if you trust your feelings and you trust your intuition, you will find and it's already here in front of you. It's dead here in front of you. The right partner and an amazing partnership for work and material changes, whether that's you want to start a business or you'd like to put your resources together and, you know, move in together or go buy a home or go start a business or there's something. Okay, so I'm too excited because I feel what's happening ahead and I feel like nobody's there yet. They're sitting back here going, but wait, but how, but what, when is it going to land in my lap? And that's not how this is going to happen. It's going to happen because you're aware of it and you're owning that what happened before was necessary to prepare you for the thing that's happening now. Do you understand? You had to go through those things in order for you to be ready for the thing that's coming. So let's continue with this past life story and find out what happens after imprisonment and hunger, because that's not a fun place to be. So some of you may have been losing money, gone super broke. You might have felt trapped in a relationship. You might have felt squashed in your spirituality, not able to share who you are, what you have to say, your thoughts. You couldn't be you. Maybe you felt like you just couldn't be, you know, your witchy individual self for one reason or another. Maybe the environment you were living in, the job you had. So I see you moving on. Oh, and there's a baby here. Now hold on. Were you the baby? Did you have a baby? I got a general read, so I got to read this way more broad than I would like a specific reading. So hold on. Give me a sec to look at this. I'm getting a couple different stories. I'm going to try to funnel it into one place because I'm seeing way too much to describe. It actually silenced me. So let me explain. Some of you ended up in a situation where you had babies with somebody. So I'm going to use male and female just so I can define the masculine and the feminine energies, but gender doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who these people were. That's not the focus. The focus is the story, and I want you to understand the masculine and the feminine energy here. And that doesn't mean you're the male or the female. It could be reversed, and the male is the feminine energy, and, you know, etc. Just recognize the two different roles, okay? So I have somebody here who was the person who felt, I got to figure out how to take care of myself because I feel trapped. And you were the child. So in a past life, being under someone's thumb, a parent, that could also be happening in this lifetime as well. And I'm hearing honor thy parent, respect. So this respect your elders type of thing. It's like, don't ask, don't question, do as we say, not as I like. It is like making a slave of the children. It's not treating them like children. It's treating them like a nuisance. You are little people that I have to take care of because I chose this path, because this is what I was expected to do. It's almost a resentment of the child. That was really rough to see. Okay, hold on. Let me continue. That's way deeper than I wanted to go there. So I'm getting the first story, and I'm not going to harp on this one because I'm feeling another one that's bigger. I'm getting this story that has to do with this person being let's say, for example, present time, if you were to get married, do the thing, have the family, what have you, and then you realize, oh, I'm meant to be a guru who travels the world and is single forever, like I was supposed to be a monk, right? Monk or nun. And it's like, it's kind of like discovering, I got married at 18, I had 2 kids, the dog, the white picket fence, and now I'm 45 and I realize, oh, I'm gay. This isn't what I was going to do at all. Like this is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. Like this is same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Okay. Talking Head song, for those of you that don't know, look it up. And the days go by. So, okay. So now I'm going to go back to the other story. So the other story is feeling imprisoned because you were in a situation where you were in a relationship with somebody, you had the kid, and now you're like, okay, I would still like to do something passionate and purposeful for me. I would still like to be someone who serves a purpose. And in doing that, you find yourself in a karmic relationship with the father figure, right? The someone you married or whoever you had the kid with or what have you. And this taught you that it wasn't enough to just be stable and taken care of because, oh, I'm hungry and I need to be taken care of. So what do? We find someone who's going to pay my family a dowry so that I can be married off and we can be taken care of. And this is a legacy for my family. It's like borrowing from someone else's abundance to be enslaved and imprisoned into this story. I was going to say like very Bridgerton style, but like the patriarchal mess of it, right? You're trading the women, but you're not respecting or honoring them. They're more transactional, you understand? And so here the masculines are like, I don't want to be bogged down or trapped by emotions. I want to be stable and secure and have money in the bank and I'm taking care of you. So sit down and shut up kind of thing, right? Like, how dare you ask me for emotional connection when I've taken care of you and I'm under all kinds of stress to like do the finances and keep this place together. Never thinking shoe on the other foot with what it takes for the feminine aspect to take care of the child, to feel like they have no autonomy, that their only job is to serve the masculine person, that they don't get a say, they don't get to plan, pick times. They're literally sitting there waiting for the man to say, okay, it's a go, we'll do this, or no, I'm tossing you aside because I'm off to do this, I'm going off to battle and you have nothing to say about it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's unequal. That's not love. It's not respectful. And what I see coming through here is breaking through, getting rid of people who treat you like that. So whether you're the person who is treating someone like that, where you're the authority and you're trying to control everything, then the lesson here would be to stop doing that in order to find real love and connect with a person who loves you for the right reasons, not for your money. Not for your stability, and not just leave you, not feeling honored and respected, right? You might be emotionally void and still want to feel loved, but not want to give love yourself because that makes you feel too vulnerable. Well, sorry, it goes both ways, right? Especially nowadays. Like, you don't have to beg for breadcrumbs, feminines, and masculines. You don't have to have a lot of bread to be loved. You just have to show up and give a little love, and they'll work with you. A good partner will help you build up. They'll help you get more of what it is that you want, whether that's safety, stability, security, bread, nurturing, like whatever it is, right? So if you're going to do that, if you have to do the work, do it with the right partner. Do it with somebody you actually love. Do it with someone you actually give a shit about. Okay, now let's continue. Which stack was this? Okay, let's continue the past life story here. So at some point, how did I end this so far? We end up in a karmic relationship where we think we're peaceful and it's fine because we have stability and we're like, oh, okay, this is working. So we're in a house together, right? So you may have someone that you might have lived with that you thought was home, safety, stability, security, right? Now let's see how that turned out for y'all. Okay, so there you started doing your work. But then what happened? When I say your work, I mean your play, your passion, your purpose, your arts. You learned to play guitar. You learned how to make jewelry. You started writing that blog. You started your radio show. You tried a webinar. You started your side hustle. Whatever it is that you're good at, maybe you learned to be a Reiki master. Like there was something that you learned to do that made you feel good, that was something passionate and purposeful for you. And I'm seeing photographers. So I'm seeing like all of the arts, right? And then you wanted to leave. Leaving and travel. Did you actually leave, or was this just the desire? Let's see what happened. You wanted to leave because they were an authority figure over you. And you wanted to be your own authority. You wanted to make your own choices. You wanted to have your own voice. You wanted to be your own person, and you wanted to be grounded. Authority figures and trees. This is you saying enough is enough. I am not your slave. I'm going to make choices for me. I want to feel peaceful. I want to be zen. I don't want to be under this scared, weird, crazy energy you have. I just want to enjoy. For your health. For your health. So you can sit in your own spirit and live in, I was going to say truth. I was going to say oneness, but really live in your actual skin, live in the truth of your body, which is just like a jumble of atoms thrown together in a frequency that says, I'm expressing as a human because I have work to do and I'd really like to show up as a spiritual person. Really, truly beautiful, gorgeous. This is your wisdom from Egypt. I happen to have a lot of people that are past life friends and family from Egyptian past lives and times. So welcome. Hi, tribe. Nice to see you again, soul fam. Love you. Smooches, hugs, and kisses. And to our health, salud, right? So, you may not know how to get there yet, but it's unfolding for you. And what you need to do is let go of the idea of, I needed to be in this stable environment with this person who was going to take care of me because then I could get fed and then I could have the kid and be taken care of and blah, 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 blah. You don't want that. That's not what you actually want. In the beginning, when I said it all come back around, in the beginning when I was talking about you thought you wanted a house, but now you realize, you know, you want a tiny home. You want a trailer to drive around in. You realize you didn't want to buy, you wanted to lease or rent for a little while. You wanted to Airbnb it because you want to travel the world. There's something different that sparked up in you that you need to honor and recognize. See what I'm saying? Okay, so what happened in the rest of this past life? You learned a lesson. The blessings in the pain. You learned a lesson, and now you get to be working from your spirit, creating a more spiritual life. A little more witchy, a little more tuned in, a little more trusting that intuition. So they're showing me someone driving in the car. And you know how when you're going from the same place every day, you start to go on autopilot? So where if you get up in your head and something, you know you always go right here, but for some reason something told you to go left, so you did, and you trusted that, and when you did that, you saw something you needed to see. Maybe it was flowers you needed to buy, maybe it was somebody on the side of the road you needed to see, maybe it was a store you forgot to stop at that you meant to stop at previously and spirit was reminding you. But you were being shown to slow down and listen and trust that intuition and play in your art form. Play in your art form because this is the direction of your life purpose, okay? You're trying too hard. So I think the reason you're trying too hard is because you need to forgive the person who was the authority figure over you and forgive yourself for letting that happen and not knowing better. And generally just forgive that whole story of pain so you can fight for yourself and ignore the people who tried to fight you. Ignore the people who tried to control you. Now that you know better, now that you know how to take care of yourself, you know? Yeah, you're having a hard time trusting now because of the people that came at you before. And this has given you orphan feelings. This has made you feel alone. This has made you feel you don't trust people. This has made you feel like you're doing it by yourself. And the complete opposite is happening. Spirit has delivered. Whether you have recognized them or you see them or not, they are already in front of you. The person and the situation that you're heading in. It's already in front of you, and you may not even recognize it because you're living in some past story. So I'm going to be a little vulnerable and say, I had a hard time sitting down and doing this today because I was feeling some kind of way. And it was one of those breakthrough moments where it was like, well, what am I doing this for? Am I doing this for them, for these people, or for me? And the bottom line was, I wouldn't be doing it for any of these other people if it didn't start with doing it for me. So when I show up to do this reading for you guys, I fully understand that this reading is also covering what I need to hear for me as part of the collective. And also it's me serving my purpose so that I can help the collective move forward. And this is calling you out to serve your purpose. I cannot tell a lie. There's the scribe and there's the galactic purpose. This is what you were born for. You are stardust. You are made to share your story, share your teaching, share your writing, and be abundantly taken care of your own accord without having to be attached to somebody else for a false sense of security. You could create your own story and write your own thing. The thing is, you're afraid to attach to somebody now because in the past, you attached to somebody for the wrong reason. You did it to be taken care of. You did it for the idea of, oh, this is how things are done, so this is why I have to do it. You didn't do it because you didn't need them. Do something because you don't need to. Do something because you love it. Do something because it feels fun. Do something because your soul is calling you to it and you don't even know why, right? Oh, there it is. So we have, somebody. I've been doing a lot of readings like this lately where the ship has come up. We have somebody who had a spouse that was attached to a ship. So different stories, different past lives for different people. This is somebody you met who came in on a ship. While you were living a Native American life. So you indigenous folks, if you came back the same, thanks for remembering. If you're trying to remember now, your peaceful, harmonious connection to the planet, I want you to remember that there is a stark difference between connecting to Mother Earth and connecting to the almighty dollar. Or whatever country you're in, right? Whatever that is for you. Money-wise. There's a battle of material and godliness. And the person that comes in on this ship is your spouse. That next person who shows up, regardless of whether, the previous person was someone you did marry and it ended badly because you realized you were being a slave to a life that was not yours. Or this is, you thought you were going to marry them and it didn't work out. And so now you're finally meeting the one and you were like, oh my God, I did not see that ship coming in. But lo and behold, it just happened to be the community and the finances that you were looking for, right? But the thing is, you don't get to have the finances, the wealth, the money, or whatever by trying to take a spiritual shortcut. There's no such thing. You can't fake energy. God knows what you're doing, what's going on. Your energy and your vibration, just on a quantum physics level, like forget the whole God idea if that's not your jam, right? On a quantum physics level, what you're ionically attracting to you in pluses and minuses is based on your frequency. And if your frequency says, I never have enough, I can never catch up, I will never be happy until I have XXXXX, well then each of those, each of those decimal points in that dollar sign are creating a larger lack. Can you feel abundant and attract more inadvertently, accidentally, although, it is an intention of yours, by focusing on community and spirit and connecting with right people and spending time, getting deep and connecting with their soul and serving them and helping each other and being really involved with this person who is to be your future spouse, where you're creating a safe space and in a community just starting amongst the two of you. And then what you create together is the rest of the safe community, the rest of the money that you're going to make besides what you started with your own hustle. So let me continue. And I'm saying that because it started with you writing and sharing your story. Here's my story. Here's what I broke through. Here's how I'm going to show you how to break through it. Here's what I experienced, and I'd like to share it with you so you can learn from this experience. Here is what I've overcome, and I'd like to help you overcome it also. Whatever that is and however that looks for you. So you need to make a decision. Can you, if you were the female energy, if you were the feminine energy, can you masculine up and take care of your own shit? Can you take care of your own finances, focus on your own paperwork, do some of the other things you thought you needed them for? Likewise, if you're the masculine energy, can you soften up and humble yourself and drop your ego and your pride and stop being selfish and be more of a giver like the feminine nurturing energy? Can you care about others? Can you make choices thinking about them as well? Meet in the middle. Meet in the middle. Be neutral. Be equally balanced in your masculine and your feminine so that you no longer feel imprisoned by other people's ideas and you can make decisions for yourself. Because in order for you to be happy, you need to be living an angelic life on your terms, whatever that is. So like being in integrity, being authentic, being in a safe, being the person who's the same behind closed doors as you are in real life. Be that bitch, right? And also creating and attracting that around you by attracting those kind of people so that you can have fun and enjoy the people that you're living around. And then lo and behold, these also happen to be your clients. These happen to be the people that you collect money from. They're collecting money, they're giving money to you because they feel connected to your soul and they appreciate what you're doing for them and they love you and they're loving your service. So it's a win-win situation all the way around. And it doesn't have to be money. If you have a problem with money, take a barter and trade of services or share promotion, promote each other. You understand there's so many different ways that we can work with community, whether it's in person and local sharing spaces. Like I have a yoga studio. You want to teach Reiki here? We can help each other. We can teach the whole world and, that kind of thing. Please make contracts with the people that you're working with so you don't end up in shitty situations. Just FYI, sidebar. Be clear with each other. Communicate with each other. Be open, be honest, be in integrity. See what I'm saying? Keep it simple. Here it is. Here's what I'm saying. This is it. Take care of the planet. Take care of you and nurture and love others. And if you've been around an energy that did not care about anybody but themselves, walk away from that. It's time to walk away and let them go deal with them and you go nurture other people. Go love them up. Go share your joy and your service. And while doing that, I promise you that partner will be right there with you doing the same. And you will never feel so safe, so connected because this was the vow that you made to each other. I did not know that card was in my hand, but what perfect timing. This is the promise you made to each other. I would remember to be a spiritual person who's not focused on material things. And I will find my way back to you and we will live a spiritual life. And we will be financially abundant and well taken care of because we focused on the spirit first. Do you see what I'm saying? If you try to chase something, you're only going to get so much of it because you work so hard to do everything by yourself. But if you work in a community with people, you find the right spouse or the right partner, you allow someone to work with you that was attracted to your frequency and your vibration, and you know that this is good for you, and you work with it rather than be fearful of it because of what's happened to you in the past, then you can really change your entire life and their life, and together change the lives of so many other people. This is a beautiful, beautiful energy. Rough story from what you're overcoming, but it's a beautiful energy. So let's change this up for a second. Let me take a sip of this. This little caffeine hit, yo. I know I've been going for a while already, but like, who else am I going to talk to? I lock my dogs out. They don't talk back. Well, they do, but it's not necessarily a productive conversation. And I don't know, I'm not really happy about that. I'm going to open the door though. I'm going to see if they show up, okay? Give me a sec. Let me see what's up with them, right? Lazies. All right, so the lazy Chihuahua is just across the hall, and guess the other one's just outside doing whatever, right? I closed the door because they were barking earlier, and I didn't want to hear all that mess, but maybe it's nap time. So let's see. Okay. What do you want to show me next, Spirit? Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all... Oh, did I have a bonus card in here? There's a surprise card that got left behind in the past life, which means I just put this in the wrong space. Hold on. Let's talk about... Okay. I was just thinking about a dog I used to have named Rex. So in my head, for some reason, he just popped up and I'm like, let's talk about Rex, baby. Oh, it's probably because I was just talking about the dogs. See what happens when the caffeine starts to kick in? Boom, quick like that. Did you know that women don't have extra enzymes in their stomach like masculine, like bio men do? So women will get drunk faster, and they don't process their food as well in their stomach first. So women in particular, you would benefit from enzymes, digestive enzymes. So men can drink more because they already start to process alcohol in their stomach before it hits the blood going through the rest of the digestive tract. So shot for shot is not equal, not only just because of body weight or, you know, whatever differences in physicality, but enzymatic action as well. There's one to grow on. Okay. Oh, wow, man. Shot through the heart and you're to blame. Okay. Phobias. What did I just say? The whole rest of this almost hour previous to this moment right here. This was the card that was stuck still in the box under the past life. So, fear is driving and has been driving your decisions, and it's time to break through now. So let's get it started in here. Let's get it. Okay. I grabbed the Romance Angels, Doreen Virtue, and then I will quickly switch to something else, which looks like, where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? Probably The Answer is Simple by Sonia Choquet. We'll see how I feel when I turn around again. Turn around every now and then. Take a... Okay. Oh, yeah, see? What did I say? What did I say earlier about this person's already in your energy? You already met them. You just might not be, you might not have your heart open. Your eyes might be open. You might know there's someone right in front of you, but your heart has not been open because you've been focusing on the pain of the past instead of focusing on the person that God has delivered right in front of you. So for some of you that are having trouble letting go of someone previous, don't let this person go. Stop looking behind you. If they're not here for you right now, they're not here for you. Do you understand? Like, stop begging for someone's time, energy, and attention. If they want to be with you, they will be. If they don't wait for them. For what? To put your life on hold for someone else to him and haw about whether or not they actually give a crap about you? Don't you deserve better than that? Nay, nay, I say. Okay, getting to know each other. It is safe for you to love. So there is someone here, and you're not trusting the situation because of what you went through in the past. Get to know this person. Maybe, okay, so now I'm going to give the example of someone I spoke to. Who said, Crystal, oh my God, they checked out. They sent me a message and they said this to me. I didn't feel the spark with you. I don't see this going anywhere. So, if you just like, if we could just be friends, that'd be cool. I mean, immediately for the freaking 1,000 millionth, 100th time, I've heard this, right? And it's like, wank. So, sorry. Sorry, not sorry for these wankers. Sorry for my hand action. For those visually impaired. For real though, wake off, because makes me think of for those that are my age, the Wonder Years, the episode where Winnie Cooper runs up to Kevin Arnold, who pushes her away at arm's length, and Winnie walks up to him and is like, "Friends, I'll give you friends," and bam, and she smacks him in the stomach and she lets him have it, and he's like doubled over, and that's the end of their relationship, and he pines for her the rest of his life. That's it. He gets to watch Winnie Cooper run off and be, the belle of the ball and the hottest girl in school and get a boyfriend, and he lost her. She was pining for him the whole time, and he lost her because when he finally figured it out, after pining for her the whole time, when it got real, he pushed her away because greed. Because, grass is greener on the other side, because what if there's a better option somewhere else? What if there's a hotter chick that doesn't make me work as hard? And what had happened? Spirit said, or the script writer said, yoink, because this is real life. This is what happens. You take somebody for granted and think they're going to be there forever. And I'll marry her when we're 40, right? But he lost the love of his life in that moment, where he chose not to honor her and keep it pure. So instead they went off to go about their whorish ways, each of them, and then they figured out life on their own. Now some might say, hey, that's growing pains, right? Like, you didn't know what you didn't know, but they did know. They just didn't trust it or believe it, or one didn't, and then the other one was too afraid to get their heart broken, so they passed it off. So what I'm saying is, somebody here is afraid to get their heart broken, so they're letting someone just sit on the sidelines, and that's not safe, because if you don't water your plants, you don't water the flower, it's going to die. It's going to, you might as well give it away to a neighbor who's going to care for it. Someone else is going to come and take care of that flower, or it's going to die. You understand? So now we're in a separation with somebody. I think that because this connection wasn't nurtured, because you weren't watering and tending to the plant, there's starting to be a separation with you and this person that you have in front of you. One of you in this connection is running. Let me clarify religious factors. I have separation, religious factors, love yourself first, and retreat. But I want to clarify religious factors. What is this about? Psychic Tarot, John Holland. It's your confidence. It's the reasons, it's the excuses you're making. It's, oh, I can't do this because spirituality isn't real. I can't trust this advice because... What, you want me to trust my intuition, my soul, God, rather than do what's safe and do what other people are telling me to do? That's insanity. Well, no, in my world, insanity is doing what everybody else is doing and then complaining about it when your soul is crying out for you to do something different. That's insanity, right? They're both scary. either being someone else's slave, right? Or going out and doing it on your own and writing the script yourself. They're both scary new adventures, but one is way more fun and way more authentic. You understand? Let's look at love yourself first. We have authority. See, this is taking charge of your own life. Being your own boss, making your own rules, saying like how it's going to be, right? Let's look at retreat. Time to disconnect. This is your shadow work. Why is this your shadow work? Because you're letting go of something from the past. So some of you are holding on to something from the past, thinking, oh, we're in separation. I'm waiting for them to come around. And I'm telling you right now, this is the time to move forward. And you have somebody else that's waiting for you, whether you already know they're there or not. But so if you haven't moved forward, you're losing the person you're supposed to be with, this future spouse person. Leave this karmic situation behind. Stop waiting for them. Stop. It's hurting you. Okay, so here we have, wow. When you leave and you love yourself, this is where you attract the soulmate. It is a past life relationship. You are going to feel comfortable with them. So let me tell you something before I finish this off. Some of you don't want to let go of this previous connection because you've become aware that this is your twin flame. I am telling you, I don't even want to put a percentage on it. I was going to say, let's just say for your own mental health, you have a 50-50 shot from the beginning of the game to be with your twin soul, your other half of your soul, right? Your quote unquote soulmate. And I'm going to tell you that by the time you're done with the story, if you've learned anything, you will know that you have a decision to make. And it's really, really simple at the end. It is simple. It feels horrendous and it feels so complicated, but it's a simple decision. And at the end, you have to decide, regardless of whether they're quote unquote twin flame or soulmate, am I loving myself? And did they meet me there? And is this still a great situation? Did it grow with me? Did it grow with me? Did they support me? And did they change and grow the way I changed and grew when separately and then together? And did we meet in the same space? If this is someone you're letting come back in from your past, right? But what I see is everybody needed to walk away and go love themselves first. Now, the person that's coming in is treating you romantically. So I'm going to say, if you didn't get romantic feelings from this person from the past, if they didn't show you love, if they didn't show you they actually cared for you, treat you right, spent time with you, honored you, tell you all the lovely things, not the lies, not gaslighting, manipulation, narcissist, but someone who was actually in it and then for whatever reason freaked out and ran, right? That has a chance in hell if it wasn't deceptive, if there wasn't lying, if there wasn't cheating and all of these nasty things, because that's just straight up disrespectful. But for the person who was just scared and needed to learn to love themselves a little more before they could come in and be ready, that's a thumbs up, right? Your shadow work as the feminine energy who needs to stop chasing someone to try to make them love you, right? You can't force someone to spend time with you. You can't force someone to want to love you. They probably do. They probably want to freaking codependently attach to you and spend all their time and energy in love with you. But because they can't even deal with themselves, they can't be here for you. You don't want to pull along a wounded animal who's just going to sit there and moan and then die on you and leave you to deal with the whole mess. That was kind of vulgar, right? But that's the truth of the situation. How much work is this person making you put into the relationship that you don't want to do? If you want to be in a relationship, you're going to put in the work freely. I'm trying to make an effort to see you. I want to spend time with you. I'm going to rearrange my schedule to make a plan. I have future plans with you. I'm excited to see you. I'm going to share my feelings with you. That is what you can let back into your life. Everything else is shadow work, and you need to move on. You're either being told what to do and you're hanging out like being a slave to it and going, okay, I'm going to do what you say because we're still doing this. Or you need to let go because it's the worst thing ever. And you need to go being your own boss and get your own confidence. My point is, if you know that you left a situation behind that shook your confidence and was not good for you, leave it in the past because you have something better here. Number one, you're better. And then two, you're attracting something better. Now I have reconciliation. So for those of you that had the right person in front of you, and because you've been off over here crying about somebody from the past, so you kind of left this person off to the side and they left you, they walked away because you left them hanging, I do see a reconciliation, but this is you're gonna have to approach. You're gonna have to share feelings, romantic feelings. You're gonna have to say how you feel. You're gonna have to tell what happened. You're gonna have to say why you did what you did, because that person deserves that. They deserve to know why you treated them in and out. Why did you come in like, oh, yay, we're getting to know each other and it's safe to love, and then bam, you ran. Okay, what else is coming with this? Some of you went off and had children with other people. Some of you were afraid to come in because you had children, so you didn't want to leave your situation to go be with this other person. Because you knew you had things you had to heal. Pay attention to red flags. You were attached to somebody else. Whether it was the idea of, oh, we're going to have kids together. This is my plan, so I'm going to stick with it. Even if it's ugly, I already put in so much work, so I'm going to stick with it. Or, I want this. I put in so much work. I'm going to force this to happen. Or some of you realized, oh, I thought this was what it was supposed to look like, and I made this happen with the wrong person, and now I ignored all the red flags and I need to go somewhere else. There's definitely someone right in front of your face that you need to let in, and you're not letting it in because you were too busy playing catch the red flag with the previous energy. Give this a chance. You have romance here, and it's coming in very, very quickly. Any last bits of advice? Yeah. The decisions you were making before, the reason you're attached to this previous person who's not paying you any attention was codependent reasons. For financial stability and security, it's the wrong reason to attach to somebody. If you're good, you're fed, you have a roof over your head, you're having fun, you had one good friend, you're going in the right direction. If you met somebody new who happens to fill even more of your spiritual spine-tingly feels, that's the right direction to go in. Even if you don't know what to expect, you don't have the spiritual foresight because you're completely terrified for what you thought you were supposed to do with your life in the past, let this happen. This is the greatest thing ever. This person's going to show you the way. They're going to like hold your hand and bring you right into heaven. Seriously. One more. Haha, heart-to-heart conversations. This is someone you can talk to. It's someone you go deep with. The more you connect with them, the deeper your conversation, the more you're going to realize this is your person. This is the one that keeps your world safe. This is where your secrets can stay. This is where whatever ideas you have in building, you know, are safe with you. Oh, that brought a tear to my eye because I had somebody who told me the other day, I was thinking, who could I call and tell my idea to that would be safe? And they chose to call me. And I thought that was beautiful because it meant that they saw me as a trustworthy person who would be excited for them, who understood what they needed, who understood what their intention was, and who wouldn't steal their idea or try to take it from them or say, you know, some kind of limiting belief around it. Like, that's a crappy idea, or that's risky, you should never do it. Or like, you know, they knew that I would be encouraging and safe and supportive and give feedback and, you know, do all the good friend things. And so these are the kind of people you want to have in your life. These are the people that you want, the ones you can trust. And even if it's just one or two, that's all you need. Okay. And definitely you want that in your partner. Do not lie to yourself and tell yourself, oh, it's okay that my partner hides their phone. It's okay that they don't tell me what they're doing when they go off on the weekends. It's okay that I don't get to ask them questions because they get angry. It's not okay. That's gaslighting. That's manipulative. That's keeping secrets. That's living a double life and not including you in it. And it's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. You deserve to have a best friend who is your partner. And then, because in the end, think about this. I want you to think about this for a second. It's X amount of time. You've gotten to know each other. You're going to get married, regardless of whether or not you're going to have kids. Maybe this is just for companionship. Maybe this is to, you know, enhance your business. Maybe you just realize you really want to be with each other and you want it known before the eyes of God that you would like to be with each other for eternity. Because you trust each other so much, because you know that person will take care of you. And you know why? Because someday, God willing, inshallah, if you happen to live to some ripe old age and there's some medical decision that needs to be made, you want to know that that one person who is your spouse is trustworthy, trusts you, and is making decisions the way that you would make decisions for you if they have to choose something for you. Do you honestly want to use somebody for their money or what have you, and then you're on your deathbed and they're the one that gets to pull your plug and they're like, oh, I could save some cash if I just pull the plug. We don't need to wait to see if you recover. I'm going to just, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to keep my cash for me. You've gotten enough already. Is that how you want your spouse to make decisions? Like, you know, and vice versa. Are you going to, how's your karma going to work out if you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to pull the plug because then the inheritance is all mine, right? Go ahead, do your thing. If that's your karma you want to deal with, roll that way. But I don't want that shit on me, right? I want to be with somebody because I genuinely see who they are and I love them for who they are. And I trust them with my soul and my heart. And the only thing that matters to me is having a deep conversation and connecting on a spiritual, real, emotional level. Someone I can have telepathy with. Someone that is a pure, genuine connection that makes it easy to just get each other. You know what I mean? That's a rare thing. You can't just make that up. That's not an energy you can fake, you know? All right, let's get you something from Flower Therapy. And I said I was going to use the answer is simple. They want me to do it in tandem. 3 and 3, they told me. So here's your advice, and then I'm going to do the zodiacs, okay? 3 cards. They're all going to back each other up. It's going to be one giant theme. What do we have here? We have first step, the hydrangea. Breaking down the problem into tiny pieces makes it easier to take the first step. Look, guys, you're not walking down the aisle this weekend. Do you understand? If you're afraid to let somebody else in because you're like, oh my God, they're going to want to get married or whatever, maybe not. Maybe they've learned, you know, already. Maybe they've already been married and they've already learned, like, you know, I know what it takes to do that and we need to take our time. If this is about starting a business or starting a partnership with somebody, you're not going to go from 0 to 1 million in, you know, 90 days. You could probably get to like 100,000 or something, but like, you know, have a practical plan. Do one thing at a time. Spend more time with each other. Get to know each other. Then start working together. Then decide if you want to do this, you know, on a live-in basis. Okay, now we spent time living together. I think we'd like to be married so we can continue the rest of our plans and travels and medical decisions for each other and commitments and, you know, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Like, one thing at a time. Don't get ahead of yourself because you're afraid it's going to turn out like this other thing you rushed into. But they're not asking you to rush. They're asking you to make the effort and go one step at a time. You see what I'm saying? Okay, what else? So 1 and 1, I said. So let's do, answer is simple. Hi, Mr. Nichols. What are you doing, buddy? Thank you for being quiet. Come here, you want to say hi? This is Chuckles, Mr. Chucky. Hi. Oh, okay, so officially, this is Nichols. He has a lot of other names, such as Mr. Chuckles, Chucky, Nichols, Mr. Nichols. I call him a bunch of other things. Are you bored, buddy? Did you take a nap? How are things? I was going to say a word I shouldn't say, but when I'm done here, I'm going to go take them for a WALK. So, yeah. You go have a good time. Ciao for now. All right. First step. And what did I get with this? Invest in your spirit. So, yes, start making those steps towards having a spiritual connection with the right person. Right? I promise you it's going to be beautiful. Notice it's a baby tree. It's just planted. It's going, but it's next to these other trees that it kind of have a little wisdom. They're ahead of the game. So for some of you, this might be connecting with somebody who's older, wiser, more experienced. Maybe they've been running a business for a while. Maybe they're physically in age older than you. Just trusting what's been put before you, right? So you can like grow from there. Okay, continue. I've noticed a lot of age gap things going on in the collective as well. I've been doing a lot of readings where I just had a client who got proposed to. There's an 18-year difference there. He's younger, she's the older one. So, and then I've had new people who met new folks. They let go of their twin situation. They've healed from it. And now they've allowed someone new to come into their energy. And these are people who are, 10, 15, 12 years. So there's something that's definitely showing that it's not about, what you think you're supposed to do. Or how it was supposed to go back in, like, oh, we get married out of high school and then we go have the kid and we do this and the world is changing. Look, people, the aliens are going to be here in approximately 4 years. and then what? Was it still at the top of your priority list to like get married, have the kids, end up divorced, figure yourself out, then start a business, then, or could it be maybe more important to have your right community now so you can trust your intuition? So, this alien race is safe to chase and this one, safe to trust and this one is not. So like when things come down and your government's telling you what's up, you know who to trust and what to believe. I am honestly telling you, find yourself a lovely community of people that are in their integrity, who speak truth, who are trustworthy and don't live from fear and don't buy into these fearful stories. So many people make decisions based on fear. It's a sad, sad thing that I see all the time. I'm not going to do this because scared. I'm not going to take that because terrified. I'm not going to try this because no, that's too risky. Like, what are we here for? Live. What else do we got? World energy. What did I just say? Talking about aliens and the world and the planet. Flower therapy. World energy. The earth is going through a transition of energy and your sensitive body is feeling it. What did I say about your sensitivity opening up? You're not alone. Accept the help of others. See, here you're trying to like pull away because you healed. So you're trying to pull your energy away when Spirit is asking you to now go work with other people. Now go team up with the soulmates that we brought you so you can go change the world. No more time to pull away. We did the pull away time. We had our COVID time. Our COVID time was pull away, go figure yourself out, go within, figure out who you want to be. Now come back out and go change the world. Now we need to pull people back into our lives and start communing together, okay? Financial healing, yellow lily. Your money struggles are a thing of the past. Be open to all avenues to receiving and you'll be provided for in every way. Big screaming message saying this isn't just money. This isn't just coin in your bank. This is the right people who can show you how to start your business. This is the right partner who supports you and makes you feel like you're confident enough to do this. This is the right person who spends time with you working through your idea and honing it in. This is someone who gives you honest feedback on your idea. This is, I mean, a yellow lily, I would imagine, if you're looking at flower colors, is friendship, it's community. And this is financial healing. So you need to let people in. You need to let this new spouse person in, your future hubby wife that you're like looking away from right now because you're boo-hooing about losing money and looking at the past. Well, yeah, that sucked. And I'm sorry that they hurt you. And I'm sorry they took advantage of you. And I'm sorry they stole your energy. And because they stole your energy, your money got sucked away and you had to start over and figure yourself out again. Yes, that's a bunch of shit. I'm sorry you were taking advantage of. But let's do something new about this world energy healing. Let's keep going. Oh, whoops, wrong deck. Answer is simple. Sonia Choquette. This came out. Yes, world energy. And what do we get? Change the scenery. Time to do something different. Toss out those old friends. Leave the old job. Stop doing things the way you were doing them and now get into action. Hang out in new places, hang out with a new person, do something different, start something new and scary. Go do that thing. Go do that thing. I like that. That's beautiful. And one more for financial healing, and then I'll go through the zodiacs, and I'm going to be done with this show. Don't sweat the small stuff. Financial healing. If you are currently freaking, I'm seeing somebody ripping their hair out. If you are freaking the hell out on your finances, I want you to stop because it's pointless. What's coming for you is already on its way to you. Your only job is to calm the hell down and have fun with the people that are around you. They're going to be your new family and your new friends. That's it. That's all. Chill out, relax, and let it come to you. Don't work that hard. You're trying too hard. Okay? Anything else you want me to know, spirits? I'm going to give you a loving words from Jesus, one card, just to see what verse comes up, what message we have. And then I'm going to go to the zodiacs, okay? All right. John 14:12. He that believeth in me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So, if you're cool with Jesus, this is somebody who's saying, I've shown you the way. Please be Christ-like. Go teach my teachings. Go show other people how to love and be here for each other in the world. Help them overcome their fears. Help them overcome their wounds. Help them work with each other. Help them be kind and compassionate. And as you do that, I will take care of you. And you will do an even better job than I've done. Jesus didn't have Instagram, yo. You can reach more people. He had to do it the hard way. So you have no excuse to go out proselytizing whatever it is that you've learned in your lifetime. If you've learned that you need to stop being taken advantage of by people who are not understanding that your kindness is for people who deserve it and not just because they're being selfish, that's, you know, something that you can go and teach. Not everybody realizes that they're being naive or being taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? So believe that the work that you're doing is important. Believe that the message that you have to share is so needed. Believe that the trauma you just experienced and went through was so that you could bring other people along and help them through the same pain. Maybe you could even stop them from feeling the pain before it gets that far. You understand? And I think that for those of you that are loving, nurturing, and supportive of others, starting a side hustle or finally taking that extra leap and making it a real business and transitioning out of your current situation, wherever you're at in this situation, to me, this feels like you're starting new. I feel like I'm talking to a group of people who are starting brand new and are afraid to go start their side hustle, or they're afraid to go be in a new love situation because they were hurt before. And Spirit is telling you, and I'm just passing along the message saying, I'm sorry that happened and that really sucks, but it was a blessing in disguise because it's prepared you for the love that is before you now, that we're asking you to let into your heart. And we're also asking you to work with this person and create something amazing where you can go teach others what you've been through and, you know, keep the love going around. You will be taken care of. And now Spirit's showing me the story, the house that you want to live in, the place that you want to be. And I see like vacation homes too. I see people who are like in the perfect weather all the time because you have an option. You can move. You have choices. Like, how blessed are you? And if you built that by yourself, fabulous, great. Share that with the love of your life because it gets really lonely in fantasy land when you don't have anyone to talk to. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'm going to grab, I was seeing this earlier and I'm seeing it again now, the Unicorn Tarot, or what is this called? Crystal Unicorn Tarot. And I'm going to go through the zodiac signs and pull a couple cards for you for the people and the situations that you're dealing with. So let's go. All right. We're going to start with the fire signs, then water, earth, and air. They'll be in that order. And here's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to pull one card for the whole element. So one card for the fire sign and then 3 individual cards for Aries if you're dealing with an Aries, a Leo, or a Sag. Okay? Just sounded like a fun thing to do, so I will do that. Cracking up at my dog. She got her face under a pillow. She's always hiding her face. She likes to, I like to wrap my face with a blanket too when I'm like napping or sleeping or whatever. So that's my Chihuahua buddy is my blanket buddy. Okay, here's the fire sign card. It just pulled out. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. So here we have doing the work, feeling self-sufficient, being disciplined, luxurious and disciplined. So enjoying the fruits of your labor. Finally receiving something for what you've created. If you've started a business or you're about to kick off some other new part of your business, this is going to be very fruitful, very rewarding, and it helps you take care of yourself. Okay? Aries, Leo, Sag. So let's get one card for if you're dealing with an Aries. So remember, the Aries people are trying to get their autonomy, is what I want to say. 9 of Pentacles is autonomy. Okay, so the Aries people, the fire sign people. Okay, so Aries, if you're dealing with an Aries, we have the 2 of Wands. They have choices before them. They're making a choice and they're going in another direction. So they are planning. They have made a choice and off they go. I feel like you want to know more about that. What is this choice they're making? Page of Swords. They're waiting for someone to tell them, you're it for me. They're waiting for the right person to show up and say, you're it. So whoever does that first, that's going to be the winner. If you're dealing with an Aries, that's what's going on. They're deciding if they're going to say something and choose you. Because they've been working by themselves. So if they let you in, it's because you deserve it. You know what I mean? All right. If you're dealing with a Leo. Oh, something just flipped over. Let me grab that. If you're dealing with a Leo, we have the Devil. Oh. If you're dealing with a Leo, I'm going to say no. Let me pull a backup card. Because honestly, the Devil with the 9 of Pentacles and being self-sufficient, it could just be that you're really committed. So let me clarify. If this is a commitment or if this is just a bunch of bullshit that's dragging you down, because it could go one way or the other with the Devil. But how cute is this little devil unicorn, right? How adorable. This is why I use this card deck. Whether it's good or bad, it's still cute. Let's see. Oh, hey now. If you're dealing with a Leo, we got an offer coming up here. 4 of Wands. This is my soulmate twin flame commitment card. This is someone who just can't get enough of you. Something's coming in. I like it. How cute. Look at them handing each other little bundles, little bouquets, like both of them have it. Like, what a wonderful non-gender specific deck. Isn't that freaking cute? Ah, love that. Okay, here we go. Sagittarius. If you're dealing with a Sag, we have an engagement. We have a commitment. We got a party time. So you might meet them at a party. They might be proposing to you. This looks really good. I like this. Fire signs on the move, making shit happen. All right, if you're dealing with a water sign, here's their overall message. Oh, we're in fantasy land. We have choices to make. They don't know what to do. They're up in their head. Okay, so let's see. Specifically, if you're dealing with a Pisces. Oh, hey now. We have a new offer of love. Ace of Cups, opening, flowing, intuition. They're willing to share feelings with you. They want to tell you how they feel. They're willing to open up. Beautiful. I love it. Go Pisces. Share those feelings. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, if you're dealing with a Cancer. We're picking up from what they left. They left something behind. So if they just broke up with someone, if they lost a job, if they had to move, if their life changed somehow, some way, they're healing and recovering from that. But they are looking ahead to, well, eventually they'll look ahead to brighter things. But right now, they don't see you in front of them. Those 2 cups of happiness are behind them, and they just got to turn their little booty around and take a look, but they're not looking quite yet. So if you happen to be dealing with that situation, let me give you one backup. They're working on their confidence. Queen of Wands. Once they get their confidence back, they'll be willing to, you know, focus on their forward moving passion. For the moment, they're healing. Okay. Scorpio. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, we have the Empress. Hey now. Okay. So Scorpio has learned some lessons, is learning to love themselves, has empressed up. They put themselves on their own throne. They know what they deserve. They're not settling for less. And they're taking care of themselves. They're taking care of their own finances. They're taking care of their home. They are learning how to love themselves. And let me see if they're headed towards you, though. That's probably what you want to know. So let's see. Yes, we got a Chariot. So this person has woken up to the fact that, yeah, they made a decision and they're running in. I like it. I like it. Go Scorpio. Make it happen. Okay. Who do we have next? We have Earth. Let's give an overall card for Earth. Earth. I feel like I'm saying Earth. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Whoop, whoop. So we have a gift. We have a gift of inspiration. We have an offer. We have a beginning of a, will you move in with me? We have a new job. We have newness. Newness for Earth people. That's beautiful. Okay, so if you're dealing with a Taurus, what's the situation? We have a King of Cups, romance on the scene. Gorgeous. So this is love. So this is love. Get it. Get it. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Okay, Virgo, how about you guys? Taurus. Taurus. Pull your Virgo friends along, right? Because this Virgo is so terrified. You're hoarding, Virgo. You're hoarding your energy. You're hoarding your heart. You're protecting yourself. You got your money stuck in a limbo. It's like you're afraid there's not going to be more. So if you're dealing with a Virgo, they are scared of this new offer. Give me a little more for Virgo. They have to make a choice. Or they're waiting for someone to make... I think they're waiting for you to choose them because we have the Lovers. We have the Lovers. So if you're dealing with a Virgo, let me grab one more just to be safe. 10 of Pentacles. They have to decide. They have to choose this. They're scared. They're scared, but they want it. 10 of Pentacles. They want it. They want to come in. They want to make this happen. They want to do this with you. They want the whole shebang. The happy home, the 2.5 kids, the share their resources, the start the business. They want the whole thing. Okay, and if you're dealing with a Capricorn... There is reciprocity here, give and receive. So if you've been looking for someone who's finally going to give back to you, you're getting it from Capricorn. This is someone who's going to give as much as you're giving them. Give and take. It's finally here. You're finally meeting in the middle. Someone who is reciprocal. Anything else we need to know about Cappy? Cappy is going through heartbreak. So this feels like a friend zone. I wouldn't give them any attention at the time. I would just let them heal and grieve, leave them off to the side. If they want to be your friend, whatever, if they want to love you, they'll show you later. But for right now, this person is just safe as a friend because they're grieving something. Let me see how they feel about you, because if they're grieving you, then that's just weird. Yeah, they're just chilling. They're grieving something else. So, yeah, they're fine, but I wouldn't call it, I would call it some form of justice in the fact that you have someone who is heartbroken and not willing to move forward, but they're willing to hang out and be friends and just feel safe. So I'd say friend zone, but, you know, don't expect anything here at the time, at the moment. Okay. Sorry. You know what, though? There is a rest here. They are taking a rest. Why did they want you to know that if there's some reciprocity and rest? Because there is a beginning. Remember, the Ace of Pentacles was the beginning of this card. And Taurus did have an amazing outcome. So what is the outcome of the rest situation? Let me just follow this through. Yeah, Capricorn they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing because they got the Moon card. It's their shadow work. So the shadow work is they have to learn give and receive. I don't think that they're used to working with other people to see if something's reciprocal or not. So they're keeping an eye. Okay. All right, let's go to air signs. Overall energy for air sign. We have the Knight of Wands. So this is passionate, adventurous, travel energy. It could also be a player energy. So let me pull a clarifying card for this, okay? Let's pull another card for the air signs. Whew, lots of passion. Wow, fast moving. Maybe you might be getting a lot of communication from the air signs. They have a lot to say. So if your person has air in their chart also, you're going to be getting a lot of messages from them. So anybody who's an Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra, okay? Fast moving, quick communication, passionate. Whew. All right. So if you're dealing with an Aquarius, what do we got? We have the World. We have the completion of a cycle, and we have a lesson learned and wholeness. It's complete. Cycle is complete. What does that mean for you? They're hermiting. They're thinking about what they just went through. I say give them a minute, let them rest, and let them reassess before they come through. Okay, next. Geminis. What's going to happen with the Geminis and this communication? Gemini's freaking out as always. They're having a tower moment. Let's find out what this tower is about real quick. Let's pull up a backup card. They're healing from something, letting go. Maybe somebody got away. We have Six of Swords. They're healing from something in the past. What else are you healing? Gemini. The Nine of Wands. Lesson learned, and they're guarded. They need to learn to stand up for something. And they haven't put out that message yet. They haven't put out that passion yet. They haven't cracked open yet. Okay? All right. And for Libra, this is the last one. If you're dealing with a Libra, they are shitting themselves. Worry, anxiety, crying, not sleeping, fearful. What is all this worry about? Why are they tripping? Why is Libra tripping? There's so much anxious, excited energy in this air sign. Three of Pentacles. So they're freaking out on the outcome of a employment situation with somebody, teamwork, working with someone, working together as a team. This could be family. This could be friends. Why is Libra worried about how they're working with team? Let's see. They're at the rock bottom of a situation with something. Something ended. There's closure. They need to give up. So I think that they were worrying about something that is just taking care of itself, and they were trying to control it, and it's doing what it needs to do. So if you were dealing with a Libra, what I would say to you is they're letting go. The conflict is over. They're going to have to heal. Give them some time to recover. Okay? This conflict is ending. Let them wrap their head around the fact that it's game over. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I think I've said enough. I'm not guided to do anything else. So if you would like a personal read, you want to know specifically where you are with a love, money, career situation. If you want to know if you're going down the right path, starting a particular business that you're thinking about doing. If you want to know that the person you're choosing is the right person for the right reasons, or they're choosing you for the right reasons, I beg you, before you make any crazy, hasty decisions, please come in for a personal private reading. You can find me at comfysoul.com. Those are big decisions, not to be taken lightly. And if you'd like some backup and reassurance, I can absolutely help you with that. Give you the ins and outs of their personalities, tell you what they do for work, how you met, what spirit thinks of the connection, what needs to be healed before you come together. If it's already healed and you just need to be patient. There's just so much information you can find out in private reads. But for right now, I want to say that the overall message is make decisions not based on fear, and be willing to move forward and let go of the pain from the past. And something just told me to pull from the Ascended Masters. From, I think this is Doreen Virtue, is it? Yeah. And it was the peace offering, the white buffalo calf woman, Lakota story. So make peace with your past and your healing. Make peace with letting go of the people that hurt you before. Make peace of the story of feeling tugged in all the directions you were tugged in. Make peace with your own voice, speaking your own truth, following your own path, starting business partnerships with your new future spouse, with your new employment, and letting go of the old stories of what people wanted from you and what they wanted from you, and why they wanted you around, and take that energy back for yourself and spend time with people that matter, people that care about you, people that are good for you, and people that are supporting you in moving in the direction of being a spiritual individual, someone who lets you be you and lets you be a weirdo and say all the weird things you want to say, and makes you feel like you can be alive and try things out and be safe trying different things. You know what I mean? That if you fall, there's a net to catch you, and it's all good. So anyway, I think we're done here. I'm going to keep an eye on here, let me do this, watch. Keep an eye on those guys as I say this. I'm going to turn the camera for a minute. Oh, look at the little cuties. Okay, so I'm going to take my dogs for a walk now. And as we're going to go, do you want to go for a walk? Yes, would you like to get out? All right. They're not quite sure because they know I'm still talking, and they stay quiet when I'm recording because they're such good doggies. Okay, so I'm going to drop it here. I thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. I'm going to come out with the Zodiac individual readings a little bit later. So hit the bell notifications if you'd like to be notified of when those come out. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you being here. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.